I've been live for 47 seconds. Okay, let's check this, see if this is actually working. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so got half of this done correctly. The audio is not really sharing with the game, but that's okay. I might be able to fix that actually. Let's see if I can. No, I don't want to do that. I need to figure out how to get the audio. I can probably add the audio. Audio output capture, sure, let's do that.
Sometimes you just have this great idea of a game, but it can be really hard to do it on your own.
We wanted space for our studio's creativity to flow free, so that we could try unconventional approaches to solving new ideas.
There are times where you've got to break past your own sort of mental blocks,
Even if that meant building a whole new kind of game engine.
We get to do the game we want to do. Nothing, and I mean nothing, comes into the game if it doesn't follow the vision.
We can really push our ideas further and bigger than we first imagined.
Let's find that magic.
And now for a deeper dive into what these developers are working on, we turn our spotlight on 3 studios. Up first is Hazelight and their mild-mannered, quiet leader, Joseph Fares.
Let's do it.
Please welcome Joseph Fares.
There are like passionate people, there are crazy people, and there is me.
You know? The Oscars! You!
No apologies there. Yeah, I know I'm cocky. I can't help it, man. I was born in Beirut, 1977. I lived there 10 years. There was civil war, and there was a lot of bad stuff happening there. We tried to move 5 times to Sweden. The 5th time they let us in. And that's lucky for Sweden, because I've given Sweden a lot, you know. My 3rd movie, Zozo, it's basically about my life when I came to Sweden when I was young. I've done 5 feature movies and now I've done 3 games. And it's way hard to make a game. It's almost like the audience has control of the pacing of the story, while in movies it's being paced for you. In video games, there's so much to be explored from a storytelling perspective because of the interactivity. There are some studios out there that are making games that have good stories, but they pretty much have one mechanic they reuse all the time. The designers and the story.
I remember that guy talking about the Oscars, and I was just so upset with him saying that stuff. I was like, why are you attacking the Oscars of all things? I was very bothered by that.
The new game, It Takes Two, is a co-op action-adventure platformer that will blow you. The story starts out with a small family. May, that's the parents, and then Rose, the little dog. Cody and May about to separate. Rose doesn't want to be divorced. She creates 2 dolls out of wood and clay, and these dolls magically come alive.
I don't really know how I feel about this.
Cody and May, and you could say you're almost controlling their emotions. You're almost playing their emotions. There's even levels where we're actually making.
Okay, so what did they show? They showed something for Apex Legends. I mean, Apex Legends I do actually like. Then they showed something about The Sims, but I don't think they really showed anything new. And I mean, I was kind of preoccupied trying to get this all to work.
That doesn't really have an ending. It has an ending, but that ending is that the roller coaster crashes.
I never played the game that they made. I blame it, what is it, A Way Out or something, I think it was called. And I think the reason why I didn't want to play it was because of his comment about the Oscars. I don't know why that bothered me so much, but it did. Okay, and now he's got this other game that I didn't really pay attention to at all.
That was the best way to describe it. All right, Joseph, we love you so much. Thank you. Keep it up over there. The Oscars. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this originals train rolling, and let's stay in Sweden. Of course, I'm a fan of both their delicious red gummy fish and their video games. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Klaus and Olaf from Zoink Games.
Thanks, Greg. Welcome to Gothenburg and, well, my home. Unfortunately, I didn't bring you any Swedish fish, but we do have some exciting news for you
Swedish fish
about
are
our
good.
latest game. At Zoink, we've always been driven by love of rich visual storytelling and creating strange worlds that people can escape to. The weirder, the better, and I think my friend Olaf would agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And for our next game, though, we wanted to try something a little darker.
I kind of like one of the nice things, or one of the positives about doing things from their homes, is that if they show a bookshelf, I like to see what the heck they have, like what matters to them. Now, were these perfectly placed specifically for the videos, or were they actually like, you know, that's just that they just started recording and that's always what's in the background? I always wonder about that.
But fortunately, she's not alone.
Like his is just pictures, so that's fine. I mean, that doesn't look like it's, well, I mean, he might have some of those figures that are there, but that seems much more natural. Although they have specific like games and stuff, I don't know. I think the right. This doesn't feel right.
Despite the name, in Even's world, randomness is feared, and the dark force controls every aspect of life, from where you live to how you act or what your favorite color is. It's a coming-of-age story set against the backdrop of a mysterious world, but it holds a modern message that's really relevant to our world right now.
I think we can all relate to the desire to try and control the chaos around us. With Dicey's help, though, Even learns the power in doing just the opposite. Embrace the randomness, accept the uncertainties in life, and you'll be surprised how far it takes you.
Imagine if you could change the course of life with a roll of a dice. What would you do? Play it safe or trust in yourself and take a chance? We can't wait for you to play and find out.
We're still a long ways from launch, but we hope you will join Even and Dicey on their journey next year. Until then, please enjoy this first look at Lost in Random.
Welcome to Random.
These guys are interesting. I mean, this looks like an indie game.
World of Random.
And I think that's...
Ends with the roll of one dice. A dice that is ruled this
Actually, no, that doesn't look too... This does not look like what I expect. This is... I'm getting Nightmare Before Christmas vibes. Definitely, even with the dice. Like...
But what if I told you there is another dice with the power to change everything? Now, my friend, it's your turn to roll, to play the odds, and break the curse of random.
Break the curse of random.
You can't have the sweet.
This is so Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, Dicey. They should be scared of us, right?
Really cool. That's a look at Lost in Random. Man, embracing
Really cool.
randomness. I feel like I live that every day of my life. Ah! Did you know I was going to do that? You didn't know that. Dicey's my spirit animal. The game's out next year. But for something that's blasting off a whole lot sooner, take it away, Kevin Franklin.
And
Counter-Strike Games, our team of experienced industry veterans, have worked on incredible multiplayer franchises. We are passionately focused on making great multiplayer games. That's why I am incredibly excited to announce that we have partnered with the talented team at EA to release our first ever title, Rocket Arena. As you'll see, we stay loyal to the name of the game. It's a rockets-only shooter that allows players to get into the action quickly and stay in the fight. We wanted Rocket Arena to be an awesome, competitive experience to play with friends. I think you're going to love what we've got in store for you. Here is the all-new trailer of Rocket Arena. Enjoy.
I'm not... God, I don't like...
Rockets away!
Let's kick this into gear. The trophy will soon be mine.
Nope. Already, like, this doesn't
Have you ever
look like
wondered
something
why
I'd
life
want.
is so good on Crater? Sure, we've got the beautiful beaches,
That looks... Ah.
quality public transportation, and exotic destinations. Another victory. The people are courteous and friendly,
Jolly good for me.
and always happy to help their fellow citizens. Are you leaving already? But the real reason life is so good? We've got rockets.
God.
Let's hit the trail.
I don't know, it's kind of like Overwatch, like it reminds me of Overwatch, and I never really played Overwatch. I'm just not really into shooters that much anymore.
Hunger for battle.
It doesn't look bad, I mean it looks better than Fortnite, but
Talk about razzle dazzle.
I don't know, the only shooter that I've been playing in the last few years was like Splatoon 1 and 2. Like multiplayer anyway, like I played a few single player, or... Well no, I played Ghost Recon Wildlands. But in terms of like multiplayer action, Wildlands was a co-op adventure. Yeah, no, not really my thing.
So as you just saw, rockets are obviously awesome to blast all over the place. But in order to come out on top, there's a lot to master. You'll have a range of rocket-powered abilities to blast opponents out of the arena, and an arsenal of evasive moves. Rocket jump, rocket climb, and dodge to avoid getting knocked out yourself. Don't worry though, you're never out of the action for long. Even when you're out, you'll fly right back into the fray. You'll also be able to really customize your own unique look and playstyle. Each of the 10 heroes available at launch have their own rocket-powered abilities. And as you play, you'll discover items that allow you to further refine each of your heroes' playstyles. Plus, every character has 100 levels of progression that unlock new cosmetics and rewards. All that and much more when Rocket Arena arrives on July 14th. And there's plenty more content to come in our first season, which begins just 2 weeks after launch on July 28th.
This is
and brings
digital
with it
only.
a blast pass and a ton of free content, including new maps, in-game events, and a new playable character. Rocket Arena is a game meant to be played with friends, regardless of platform. That's why we're thrilled to announce cross-play support right from the start.
That was one nice thing that they did say about
So grab your friends, regardless
what was
of
it,
their
Apex
platform,
Legends, that it's going to
and
be
get ready to blast
cross-platform.
off
I like that
Rocket Arena
everybody's starting to do
on
this.
July
Like
14th
everybody should be
on
jumping on
PlayStation,
that because
Xbox,
it makes
Origin,
things
and
so
Steam.
much easier.
And we'll be sharing more gameplay right after the show with the help of some great content creators. So check us out on YouTube at the link below. See you in the arena.
Wow, that looks great. And hopefully you've all been keeping track of the golden letters hidden throughout the show and nearly cracked the code. Here's a hint. It's not Kanye. Keep an eye out for the last couple of letters, and then at the end of the show, we'll reveal where you need to go to enter the code and a chance to win some great games on Steam. Now, from the future of rocket warfare, we head to a different kind of battle. It's the real reason I didn't get any sleep last night, and if you thought you heard sleigh bells, that's because it might as well be Christmas in June. It's finally time to talk Star Wars Squadrons. Now, okay, I promise you we are going to get a first look at some brand new gameplay in just a moment. But first, for anyone who doesn't fully grasp why I'm so excited, earlier this week, EA and Lucasfilm dropped a trailer that literally gave me all the feels, chills, joy, excitement, and then more chills on top of that.
This I'm kind of excited for. They showed this before, and it looks, I don't know, this could be good. I think the price is marked down though, like it's gonna be a budget title, which I'm fine with because it doesn't really look like a budget title. And if it just plays good and it feels like you're actually flying around in Star Wars, that's what I care about. But like you said, I want to see gameplay.
Squadron.
The galaxy's finest.
Launching this year, cool. October.
Wow. The 8-year-old in all of us is celebrating and excited. The 37-year-old man on this couch is excited. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second year in a row, I have the honor and privilege of helping introduce a new Star Wars title. And here, to put the hype in hyperdrive, is none other than Motive's creative director, Ian Fraser. Hello, Ian!
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
I'm great, how are you?
Doing good. Happy to actually get to show this to people.
I bet. Now, in my copious notes I have on you, I'm told you are quite the Star Wars fan and have been a long time. How long have you liked Star Wars?
I've been a Star Wars fan for pretty much.
He's got something on Solo, like the Solo movie.
And as a kid,
it's not that great of a fan.
Parts of Star Wars I loved. One of them was being a pilot. That idea of climbing into an X-wing or a TIE fighter. So I played all the flight games in the '90s, and I got pretty obsessive about pause, meticulously draw the inside.
Yeah, it's all the new stuff.
And actually, I dug up some of those drawings from my parents' attic over the holidays.
That's pretty cool.
We're showing them right now to the world. This strikes me as above and beyond the normal level of Star Wars fandom.
I think at Motive you'll find that quite a few people have that level of Star Wars fandom. When we started this project, I talked to a lot of people as they joined the team.
He's got some D&D books.
A lot of them had similar kinds of stories of things they'd done as kids. One of them even built a functional cockpit in his garage.
Chris Strahd, I can see. I can't tell the others.
That's fandom on another level. How do you guys go from being a fan, drawing what you see in the game, or building a cockpit in your garage, to actually making this game?
Well, I think that fandom, just love of Star Wars, has provided a really good foundation for us. But on top of that, of course, the team at Motive got a lot of experience working with Star Wars when they worked on Battlefront 2. And when Battlefront 2 wrapped up, there was a really small group of us that were really into particularly the pilot experience within Star Wars. And we wanted to make something new, something that really went all in on
I've only played the first Battlefront, so the one that came out a few years ago, but so they made two recently. And I played the first Battlefront, and my favorite parts of it were when you'd be flying around. So I feel that that's kind of why I want to see how this game's going to be.
Honor that, but make something brand new.
It's been interesting. We were trying to kind of pull from that spiritual heritage of many different games in that time period. At the same time, we want to do something that feels fresh and new for fans today. And so what we've tried to look at is sort of the spiritual core of what I think are the best of the Star Wars flight games of the past. And what they did that I love is that they made that part of the universe real. The level of depth and detail that they show in the ships, the way that you control them, is something that I remember fondly from my childhood, and is something that we're trying to do very much with Squadrons. In real life, being a pilot is hard. It takes skill, and that's something that you'll see throughout the game. As you start off playing, it's pretty straightforward, fly around, shoot your lasers, but as you get deeper into it, you start learning how to divert energy from your lasers to your engines, how to shift your shields from the front to the back to cover your butt in a dogfight.
That's kind of cool.
At the higher levels of skill, you can do really crazy stuff. Like you can boost your engines, fly ahead, cut them off, whip around 180 and shoot a missile off your own tail while drifting backwards. Like real ace pilot stuff. And that's really where we have a lot of fun with the game.
I want to do that. I want to learn how to do that. I understand the nuts and bolts of how to play it. Is there a single-player story? Is there a multiplayer mode? What are we getting into?
It's actually some of both. So the game starts with a brand new single-player story, takes place a little bit after Return of the Jedi, and it has kind of a unique dual perspective approach to it. So when the game starts, you're going to create two pilots. You create a New Republic pilot and an Imperial pilot, and you're going to alternate between their perspectives mission to mission over the course of the story.
Could
You're
be
going to meet a
interesting.
diverse cast of characters along the way, and also a few familiar faces. Now, when you're done with that story and you've played maybe a bit in the practice range, you say, hey, I want to try multiplayer. We want to make it really easy for you to hop online with your friends and play competitive space battles at that point. And so we've done a lot to try to reduce the barriers, to make it as easy as possible for you to play with your friends. And so I'm happy to say we fully support cross-play. You could be on PS4,
Jeez,
Xbox
EA is
One,
just bringing the
PC.
cross-play.
You could be playing on a traditional display or in VR, which, fun fact, the entire game supports VR from beginning to end. It's pretty cool.
That's also kind of cool.
But regardless of how you're playing, which platform, they can all play together. Just hook up with your friend, connect, have an awesome space battle.
You just Death Starred my mind, man. Like, I don't... That's awesome. That is... the big question, when can people actually play it?
Not too long, actually. Star Wars Squadrons is coming out on October 2nd.
Okay. Okay,
Jeez.
not too long at all. I was worried about you. I thought you were going to leave me on a teaser there.
Now,
you didn't actually
okay.
deliver it. I appreciate that. The next big ask
It's
I
weird
have
how he said
on
that
behalf
these
of
single
everybody
players,
watching
how
the
they
show,
start
came here
off.
for one
It's a
specific
bit of
reason.
both. And then he's like, we start off with a single player. Does that mean that,
Absolutely.
I don't know, you only get a portion of a single player? It was really weird how they worded that.
And the team at Lucasfilm, I am very happy to show you the world's first look at gameplay of Star Wars Squadrons.
That's
Enjoy.
what we want. Perfect. Represents game in development, though. This isn't gameplay. This potentially is. That's not gameplay. That's not gameplay. I guess they have to set it up. That's still not gameplay. This could be gameplay. God damn it, it's not.
This is Star Wars Squadrons. Earn your wings in a single-player story spanning 2 factions.
All stations! Fire on that ship!
And master multiplayer battles as a squadron of 5. With the option to play the entire game in VR. This is the definitive Star Wars pilot experience.
Come on, come on!
You'll begin your career in a single-player story.
Why do you begin? I don't like the way that they word that.
As 2 combat pilots, flying for both the Empire and the New Republic.
I don't want to finish the campaign in multiplayer, if that's what they're leading with.
You'll experience this world through your cockpit. The instrumentation in front of you provides critical feedback about power management, targeting, and shields.
I mean, if I can grasp that, that'll be freaking sweet. I almost feel that this would almost be better on PC to kind of press those things. Even maybe VR, depending. You could just like, because that would be harder with the controller, but I would prefer to play the, like, flying around with the controller. Maybe get a joystick.
The story of the 2 pilots you play
Stick together.
will shape the balance of power in the galaxy.
Get ready! Let him have it.
To take the fight online, you'll need flight time with all 8 ships. Fighters are the most flexible and versatile, able to handle any situation. Interceptors are fast and highly maneuverable.
Let's get him.
Ideal for hunting down your opponent's starfighters.
That was kind of fun.
Support ships can keep allies safe and stocked up, as well as disrupting enemy fighters.
Light him up. Nice.
Bombers are the heavy hitters, able to deal devastating damage to enemy flagships and starfighters.
If you've got a preferred component and need something customized, I'll take care of it.
Unlock everything you need to customize your pilot and starfighters simply by playing the game. From cosmetics to an arsenal of over 50 components that alter how your ships
I like
fly,
that.
fight, and survive.
They're on you! I'll deal with it.
You can dramatically change your loadout depending on your squadron's strategy.
Finally got him.
This will be critical in Star Wars Squadron's multiplayer modes.
This is always the kind of thing that I've wanted, is to be able to do these things where you keep changing things around, like they were saying, like change the shields, change the powers to the, okay, you know.
Fine-tune your loadouts to work as
You see that more in Star Trek, you know, revert power to this, revert power to that.
beams, turrets, and mines to slow down your opponents or set up your squad mates for the kill.
Rebels unmarked.
For teams looking for an even greater challenge, It's time to prove yourself in Star Wars Squadron's signature mode, Fleet Battles. Fleet Battles are multi-stage conflicts. Whether playing solo or with friends, you'll have the option to compete against other players or AI as a squadron of 5.
Don't worry, I got him for you.
Meet your team in the social hub to solidify strategy, coordinate loadouts, and prepare for takeoff.
I kind of like this.
Push the front line.
If it works out correctly, it sounds fun.
Next, attack or defend 2 medium-sized capital ships.
We've lost our capital ships.
And finally, the ultimate goal. Target and destroy the subsystems of your opponent's massive flagship and take it down.
Shields are disabled.
At each phase, your squadron either pushes the line forward or falls back to defend.
Keep our flagships safe.
It's your squadron's choice of how to play.
I'm hit.
Speedy, unrelenting assaults.
Stay together, strike quickly.
Stealth and subversion.
Jamming the enemy. Sensors can't spot you.
Or brutal bombardment.
That ship is vulnerable. Take your shot.
We need to hurry.
A unified squadron is the key to victory.
Making my attack run now. Let's make this count.
This is Star Wars Squadrons. Join the galaxy's finest and make your mark.
You are the hope of this galaxy.
So I'm interested. I don't know if this would be a day one buy. I've heard that, like I said earlier, I think that does have a cheaper, it's a budget title, so instead of like $60 in the States, it would be 40, so maybe 50 here in Canada instead of 80.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Lamar Jackson. I'm excited to be a part of the EA Sports family and to be you guys' new man cover athlete. I can't wait to show you guys what we have in store for you this season. This is EA Sports, next level.
I wonder if the athletes actually play the games. I mean, that'd be pretty wicked. And then the other thing too is that with the athletes that are playing nowadays, they grew up with video games, right? Like back in the 90s and early 2000s, the chances are that the athletes actually played video games was probably low. But all athletes now, you know, they all grew up with games, most chances are. Granted, they are athletes, so they probably spent a lot more time outside than inside. Maybe they didn't play as many games as they think.
It's just me and the keeper.
But to be able to play yourself, like that's pretty cool.
Score that goal, and you're a hero.
I mean,
And history carves your name.
You know what it sounds like?
they're making this seem way more epic.
I can't live without that feeling.
Timmy Bones. I feel football in my heart.
That looks pretty good.
In hands. Why? Chase it. See the unknown.
Face my fears.
You live to fight again.
I want the real thing. I want that sweat dripping, shin splitting, hair raising.
I mean, there's a lot of what we're seeing isn't actual gameplay, though. It's like the cinematics, which are never
EA Sports.
E.
Now, that's a lot to look forward to, but there's more. Here to tell us about the future of gaming is EA's Chief Studio Officer, Laura Miele.
Thanks, Greg, and thanks, Lamar. Welcome to the EA Sports family. There are great things to come from EA Sports for all of you, and that's just the beginning. As you've seen throughout the show today, our electronic artists are working hard to bring you more of the games that you want to play. Games like Star Wars Squadrons, Apex Legends, and Command & Conquer.
Oh
These
yeah,
games
Command & Conquer,
all
they showed
exist
that. I didn't really
because
see it
of
because
you.
I was trying to set this
Your
all up.
voices are heard, and we are acting on your feedback. Now, we've talked a lot about all the exciting games you'll be playing this year. but our studios are working even further out, creating new experiences, new stories, new gameplay, all enabled by new console technology. And we're so excited about what's to come, we don't want to wait until next June to share what the teams are working on.
Then show us.
Generation shifts are an opportunity to push beyond the boundaries of gaming as we know it today, and this time is no different. Our studios are taking their crazy ambitious ideas and making them real. Criterion is known for how their games feel. From superior physics to nuanced details of gameplay, this team hand curates the moment-to-moment experience.
I mean,
and
yeah,
with the new
it
consoles
looks
this year,
good.
there will be a seamless immersion which will get you into the race in a matter of seconds. Bioware imagines and creates worlds where you become the hero of your own story. And we're using this next generation of technology to make those fantasy worlds your reality.
Dragon Age?
For every console generation, DICE sets the bar for excellence in audio and visual presentation. We are creating epic battles at a scale and fidelity unlike anything you've experienced before.
That looks pretty damn good, I will admit.
At Motive, we are working on a highly ambitious and innovative new game that puts the power and creativity in your hands. And it's an experience that would have been impossible without next-gen technology.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning of the things we are
Everybody
working
hypes
on,
up next gen.
and there's so much more to come.
They're
the
totally,
future
I
of
don't
EA
know.
Studios is not just about new technology.
No one's gonna be like, yeah, next gen
It's about
sucks.
you, your voices,
It's the
your
same as it
ideas.
is right now. Obviously,
We
it's
wanna
an
be where you
improvement.
come
I
to
just don't.
play. We wanna
I never
make
feel
games
like it's
for
as
everyone.
much of an improvement.
So please keep giving us your feedback and let's build the future together. On behalf of all of our studios, thank you for joining us today. But before we sign off,
Okay.
there's just one more game we would love to share.
Okay,
Cousin
see.
Darren, over to you.
It's been kind of lukewarm.
Thank you. So the moment is here. We finally get to say,
we're back. We're doing it. Skate's happening. We're
Oh.
rolling. We've secretly got together. It's the beginning.
I mean-
Skate evolution continues.
we've been waiting years, honestly, to make the right game at the right time with the right idea, and we're really
Kinda
pleased to
bugs the
say that
zeal.
we're here.
I'm more
It
interested
is
in
really
that than
early,
skate. I know that some
but,
people like skate,
it
but I
takes a
don't
little
really
while to
care
find
about
guys
skate at
to
all.
wake 'em up.
I played Tony Hawk's Pro
First,
Skaters back
still
in the
got a
day,
long way to go,
and they
but
were
we're
fun
stoked,
when I
and
was
this
like
is just
13,
the
14. But
And seriously, we really can't wait to bring you guys in and have you be a part of it with us.
We want to thank you for your passion, your patience, and all the support that you've shown, us to get to this point.
The comments.
It's amazing. We cannot believe you commented this into existence. Amazing.
That's pretty
Skate changed
cool.
my life. Thank you so much.
because I know that a lot of people kept talking about Skate. They wanted a sequel to for a Skate
Guys,
game.
we did it. We brought back Skate. Thank you to EA. Thank you to Cuz. Thank you to Darren. Thank you to you. Thank you to me. I can't believe that I'm so happy in my heart rate. Is this what exercise feels like? Ladies and gentlemen,
That's pretty
I
good.
can't believe it. Before we go,
I know that this is very scripted.
here are the last letters of the secret
But
code.
Greg did a
If you
pretty good
think
job
you
there.
got the complete code, go to
This is what
player.com/EA
exercise
and enter
feels
for a
like.
chance to win one of thousands of
Ah.
free games sponsored by player.gg. You can find the official rules and everything else over at player.gg/EA. Now, this has been an amazing experience, an amazing opportunity for all of us all over the world to come together and celebrate gaming. Thank you for being part of EA Play. Until next time, I'll see you online, and it's been my pleasure to serve you.
Oh, that was very lukewarm for me. I mean, I guess we'll... The Nightmare Before Christmas type of game kind of looks interesting. Rockets didn't look fun to me. I mean, sports games, they didn't ever really show that much. They just showed cinematics, so I don't care about that. Apex Legends, I mean it's a cool game. It Takes Two. I don't... Cool for Command and Conquer. Squadrons looks the most exciting, other than maybe the Nightmare Before Christmas-esque game. I just don't remember. Okay, Lost in Random, is that what it's called? Yeah. That one could potentially be good. I'm glad that they went with that. Cinematics. What was the Sims thing? They talked about the Sims, but they don't... I mean, I was still trying to set up everything, but... Not all images appear in game, and that's it. Alright. Let's go over here. Stop streaming that portion. Can I just stop sharing? How do I do that? Go here. Screen. Does that still work? Oh boy, that doesn't work. I have to figure this out. Whoops. Pop out. Maybe that'll help. Player popped out. Damn it, that didn't work. Full screen. No, that won't help. Sorry. Just bear with me for a second. I should be able to get this to work in a second. I mean, it's the end of the thing, so there's not much more that I really want to talk about, but go over top of it, add source, Bobber's chair, Discord, yep, that's the one we want. Okay, so we'll bring that up to full screenish. Good enough for me. Kind of a lackluster presentation. I think it would have been really cool had they shown something from Dragon Age, because I think that would be the game that I'm looking forward to the most. I don't really need these anymore. Yeah, no, I expected more. Hey, hey Jeff, you caught pretty much the end of this. I'll probably stay on for another like maybe 10 minutes or something like that, but this was kind of like it didn't have a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to. I assume that a lot of people are excited for Skate, that want those kinds of games. They're not really for me. Squadrons look cool. The random game, Lost in Random, looks probably actually, out of the games that they did show, that one was probably the one that I was looking forward to the most, potentially. Yeah, sorry, dude. This was an impromptu live stream. I had no intentions of actually doing a live stream. It's just that I was like, well, I could show my reaction. I think it's a little bit more fun when we do this kind of thing. Next time that I hear about something and I know that I can stream, I'll put like an actual like reminder on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page for it. Yeah, no, there's nothing here that really blew me away. I would say that so far out of all the things that I've seen, the PlayStation 5 reveal would be number one. The Xbox Series X. Is that what they're calling it too? Xbox Series X? That's a horrible name. Microsoft, get a better titling for your systems. Like Xbox 360, that was cool. Xbox One was just horrible. Xbox Series X is, I don't know. You need to, it's going to be like a Wii U in the sense. Anyway, so yeah, I would say PlayStation 5 reveal was number one, then the Xbox Series X reveal, and then EA's. I don't think we had anything else that was really big. They've had like little smaller things. I'm trying to think of anything else. They had the Pokemon thing, I think, but I didn't watch that. That was just about Pokemon Snap, which is kind of cool, but I actually missed the EA conference. It was like 40 minutes of here. They showed they did a pretty good job in the sense that they broke up everything, but they didn't really show any gameplay for any of the sports games. They showed just cinematics, and there was one scene where they were kind of showing a face. That looked pretty cool, but I feel that that's also just in cinematics that we're going to get. We're not actually going to get that in gameplay, so that's kind of unfortunate. But they showed off something about The Sims. I really don't remember why they showed The Sims, or if there's anything coming to The Sims other than, you know, it's owned by EA. There's the Command & Conquer remakes or remasters, whatever it is. They showed a game called Lost in Random, which has a very Nightmare Before Christmas vibe to it. So that, at the beginning, I was kind of like, and then the more they showed of it, the more that it looked and reminded me of Nightmare Before Christmas. So I think that could potentially be good, like a third-person type of game, adventure game. They also showed a little bit more of Squadrons, which they had released a trailer of before, and now that we actually got to see some gameplay. It is going to be fully supported in VR, which I think is also a really cool thing. They're working on a new skate game, so I know that a lot of people wanted another skate game, which is cool, but not for me. I'm trying to think of what else. I feel like that's it. There might have been like two other games, but the only two that I was looking forward to, or that caught my attention, was the Squadrons and what's it called? Lost in Random. And Lost in Random, depending on how much they actually put the game for, everybody was hoping for a Mass Effect trilogy remaster. That would have been amazing. I was hoping for Anthem sequel. I have not played Anthem. For the Mass Effect games, I have actually only played the first game, and I did not beat it, unfortunately. That's something that I have to get on, and a remaster to me would have been the perfect way to go. I also would have liked to maybe have Dragon Age. I think that some people were expecting like a new Dragon Age, and they kind of hinted at it, I feel, because they showed like what they're currently working on, and they showed just like glimpses of certain games, but they didn't say what they were, when one of them to me looked very much like Dragon Age, and that would have been cool. But no. Yeah, I don't know. There's not... What's the next few things that we have coming up? I know that Microsoft is going to be doing their they're going to be doing their next reveal, I think in July. I could be wrong on that. What is this called again? I don't even know what this is called. Summer something? Summerfest 2020. I really don't know. I made a video on it, and I go check that out. I was sarcastic about Anthem. You're not missing much. And that's what I've heard, and I was like, dude. I mean, when they first released the trailer for Anthem, though, I was kind of excited. Like it looked fun, and then after that, Summer Game Fest. What? Summer Game Fest. I want a Nintendo Direct. Jason, look at you. Does anybody know of the next things that they have planned? Like, what is the next big event that we're going to be getting from Summer Game Fest? See the schedule. Yes, please. What's next? In June? Okay, so we got Play Live. Then on the 22nd, Developer Showcase. Tune in for a look at upcoming independent and larger scale projects. Nope. No, I'm not going to cover that. New Game Expo, including and updates. I don't know what that is. Marvel Avengers War Table, new gameplay and details on Marvel's Avengers. Like the game that's coming out in September. That could be fun to look at. Then there's one for Cyberpunk. I think that Cyberpunk, I think Jason, you had told me that Cyberpunk is delayed for another 2 months, so November. I'm kind of okay with that. In September, we're going to have Marvel Avengers, hopefully, and I'm okay with waiting a little bit longer. There's Bit Summer Gaiden, upcoming independent Japanese games. Nope. Don't care about that. Okay, let's see for what we have in July. They kind of drop them on Summer Game Fest as they go. Some are weeks in advance, some are like days in advance. Yeah, it's too bad we don't have... Okay, Ubisoft has July 12th. Ubisoft presents a showcase of exclusive game news and exciting reveals. That I'm down for. I'm really excited for Halo Infinite. I know it's going to be chief shooting things, but I'm still excited. Yeah, no. I'm excited for Halo Infinite, but I don't know if I'm going to get the next Xbox right away, because I feel that I always choose one system to be the multi-platform, and then the other system is just strictly exclusives. So Nintendo, forever, I think, has always been exclusive systems, and then it's always a battle between Sony and Microsoft to see which one's actually going to be my main system going forward. PS2 at the beginning was my main system for multi-platforms. Then eventually I got the Xbox at the very end, the original Xbox. Then I went with the Xbox 360. PS4 was the one I bought at first, and then like 8 months later I bought an Xbox One, and then it turned into my actual multi-platform. So this is the first time that I'm really jumping on, I think, to the PlayStation 5 as my main console. But we'll see how that goes. Stadia Connect, July 14th. We're not checking that out. Developer Showcase for July. Tune in for updates on upcoming independent and larger scale. I don't know what they mean by that. So, updates on upcoming independent. Don't care about that. And larger scale studio projects. So does that mean that there's something else that potentially that is going to be showing up there at some point that could be worth checking out? That's not an independent game. If you like independent games, that's awesome, but they're usually not for me. In August, I'm still on the fence as well. Still no price updates. The other thing too is that I could get Halo Infinite for the Xbox One, and I have an Xbox One X too as well, so I could get that. Okay, August we have TennoCon, Warframe. I don't care about that. Gamescom 2020. Don't know about that. Probably not. Well, there's a bunch of Gamescom. Some indies, and I don't care about that. Is that what Gamescom is? Is it a bunch of indie? Why is this so indie-centric? Yeah, we don't really have anything really big. Why isn't Nintendo doing something? Can Nintendo please just do a Nintendo Direct? When is the next Nintendo Direct? When is the next... We're not going to have a strict answer here. Nintendo Direct. When's the next Direct in 2020? No upcoming Nintendo Direct has been announced. The date of the next Nintendo Direct is unknown. However, no new Directs are planned at all for now due to the impact of the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic. It has been 267 days since the last general Nintendo Direct, which was on September 4th, 2019. That is ridiculous. That's insane that it's been that long. Nintendo, we need one. I need to know what's coming out. We have the Paper Mario game coming out in July. Story of Seasons is coming out in July as well. Friends of Mineral Town. Everybody should get that. If you like Animal Crossing, you'll like Story of Seasons even more. And then I think that's it. Is there anything else that's coming out? Okay. There's not much coming up on their list at the moment. No, there isn't. Isn't there a Nintendo Direct next month? Doesn't seem like it. There should be. They're due for one. As long as they don't drop a Nintendo Direct like EA Play we just saw, I don't think I want a Nintendo Direct. A little salty at the moment. EA is bad. Why? They show nothing. I agree. They didn't really... I mean, what was it? What game was it? The Nightmare Before Christmas-esque game. Lost in Random. Looks kind of fun. I would never buy that at full price. If that's dropping at like $80 Canadian or $60 American, I won't pick that up. Definitely not. And it's an EA game, so they should go down relatively cheap. But down the line, I might get that. They have another Pokemon present next week, but I don't know about a Direct. All we need is an hour of Breath of the Wild 2. I don't like seeing a lot of... Well, if they showed just gameplay, like maybe the first hour of the game, that could be kind of fun if they showed that. EA makes you flaccid. Yeah, no, it's I was expecting a lot more from this. Yeah, but I don't even care for Skate 4. So to me, them showing Skate 4 is like, congrats. I know that a lot of other people are going to be excited, but that doesn't do anything for me. There's not, I don't know. This is a pretty weak showing. Granted, it's EA. Were we really expecting anything? Like, most of the time, EA does not have a good show. We always harp on EA, and we're always like, you guys suck. The one nice thing that they did is that most of the games that they talked about that did have a multiplayer aspect to it is going to be cross-platform. That's pretty awesome. That I like. That was probably the biggest thing coming from this. That in terms of positives. Squadron didn't expect to be the first person. VR is kind of cool as well. I agree with that. That could be kind of fun. I don't know. And that's the other thing too, we don't really have anything on what the next VR is going to be. We don't know if Microsoft is going to adopt this and have VR options. We don't know if PlayStation 5 is going to be really going with like a new VR 2.0, like PSVR 2.0. That'd be kind of cool. There's one game that came out I think last year for VR that I really wanted to check out. That was some kind of like action adventure game that looked like it really could be a fun VR game that was released on PlayStation. Right now, the best one that I've played is the Wipeout games. Those would probably be the best VR games that I've played. I've played Skyrim VR, and it's cool, but if you play for more than an hour and if you get into an intense battle and you're kind of, I'm using the if I used a regular remote, like a regular controller, I think I'd be fine. But when I was trying to use the two Joy-Cons that they have, because you want to make it as immersive as you can, and I'm trying to like dodge and stuff, and it gets very disorienting. Kind of like how my camera just went blurry there for a second. Otherwise, everything else just a huge letdown. I agree. I'm sure they'll push it for Steam, given everything on EA's on Steam now. Dead Space announcements would have been nice, but they canned Visceral like an idiot. EA, man, that's... Yeah, this is E3 just slowly disappearing. I mean, it's not really their fault this year because of, you know, quarantine and all that, but I just feel like nobody wants to bring anything anymore. And then, but at the same time, then we all react, a lot of us react like really sad when something is postponed and pushed back. And it's like, well, you can't have it both ways. I understand that these games are incredibly massive. I'm fine with Cyberpunk being delayed by another 2 months. I mean, we've been waiting for how long? I can wait another 2 months. If it makes that it's going to be, if it makes it a polished experience in November as opposed to a glitchy one in September, I think it's totally worth it. Dead Space would have been nice though. Just anything. They have so many properties. A new Mass Effect game, a Mass Effect trilogy remaster, Dragon Age. It's too bad. Titanfall 3. I think that they're well, Respawn's busy with Apex, so I kind of get that, but yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about. I think I'm just really excited for a new Nintendo Direct. That's really what I'm looking forward to the most. PS5 is pretty cool. I still find your furry comment Volcano High hilarious. Yeah, well, I mean, that seemed like what they were going for. I'm sure that, like, actual furries were freaking out when they saw that, and they're like, can this be, like, rated mature? Or XXX? Is there any video games that are rated XXX? I don't know if there is. There's gotta be something that's, like, up there. Skate announced is like a Metroid Prime feeling. No footage or anything. The game is just getting made now. We got a while till Skate 4. I mean, I still, like, if this would have been a game that I was really looking forward to, I would still like the announcement. I don't know. No, that's not true. I don't, no, because imagine how much more, I don't even care about Skate 4, but imagine how much more you'd be pumped if you could have seen, they just start a trailer, and it's, you don't really know what it is, and then they start showing some stuff, and it makes you think, is that a new Skate game? And then you go like crazy, and then it's like, yes, bam, Skate 4, and they have the big title. I think that would be so much more thrilling than just knowing that they're working on down the pipeline. In my opinion, I really prefer like a trailer and being like, boom, this is it. Like even for the Elder Scrolls 6, they kind of showed a little bit, but I would have loved to have seen an actual bigger trailer and saying that yes, the new Elder Scrolls is coming. Knights of the Old Republic 3 would have been amazing too. No EA, that would have been cool. Too cool, huh? Yeah, I agree. I feel ripped off with no Dragon Age footage or any gameplay at all. You know what I feel ripped off with in terms of Dragon games? No Legend of Dragoon. Why are they remaking Demon's Souls? We have 3 Demon's games on the current gen. We do not, and then we have Bloodborne, and we have Neo, and we have all, I don't know, Neo 2, Sicario or something like that. We have enough goddamn games that are in the Souls realms. We don't need, they just remastered, what is it? Demon Souls? Is that what they're called? Demon Souls is the new, is the one they're remaking. What's the actual other ones that I actually have? Anyway, I'm just so upset we didn't get Legend of Dragoon. I forgot what top. Hyped it last year and just got like 5 seconds of it. Yeah, well at least they kind of showed it, right? Like that must have been Dragon Age. Came out of the Game Boy Advance. Triple X came out for the. Somebody tells me that he doesn't need to say yes to every role he's offered. Yeah, starting the gang will forever be on CDs. Unfortunately, man, because they like having people stress out and breaking things. That's what EA does. They find other ways to screw us in every sense of the way. They're like, oh, let's figure out something else to do this year. I'm so tired of people saying we couldn't have done this on current gen. I'm so sick and tired of that. I get that, yes, it's a leap, but it's never a leap of what we used to get. And people will argue and say that yes, it is. Look at the particles. Compare that to what we used to get. This is not the same. EA, challenge your patience. If you have not seen, there's a clip on YouTube of, instead of EA Sports, it's in the game. It's E, and it's so good. It's so hilarious. I love that so much. That's the best part of EA, in my opinion, is this parody of it. It's 4 seconds long. I love doing streams. I think we're gonna have to do another stream in the next little bit, and I'll try to promote it a little bit more and say what time I'm gonna actually be streaming it. This was, like I said, very impromptu. I just wanted to kind of do something and see how it worked. I actually figured it out how to do it, so next time I'll be able to do a better job, I think, for whatever we do. Specifically Nintendo Direct. If I can do a Nintendo Direct, that would be freaking awesome. The only thing is that if I'm working at the time, I won't be able to. Unless I take vacation, which I could do, maybe. If I take like an hour or two of vacation, I've got enough vacation and I haven't used any of it yet. So that could happen. That could entirely happen. If it's an actual Nintendo Direct, that is the thing that I'm probably looking forward to the most. Xbox showing their first party stuff, that could be fun too. But Nintendo Direct, I think, is where it's at. Hopefully. They gotta be bringing stuff. They have to be, right? Like, there's no... They have to try to compete with the PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox. So, to me, they have to really put out, like, a bunch of big games. Breath of the Wild 2 coming out this fall. We have no idea of anything that's coming out this fall. And the fall is in 2.5 months. September starts the fall, right? This is insane. Oh, man. I'm so nervous right now. Like, I feel like Nintendo's just not working on anything. That they are working on stuff, but it's all 2021 or something like that. This is making me... How did an EA stream turn into Nintendo and me being afraid of what is coming? I guess they're working on Pokemon Snap. Some people are excited. I know, Jason, you're excited for Pokemon Snap. You take pictures of Pokemon, and you throw a little few things here and there, and that to me was never that exciting. I didn't even look at the Direct, though, or whatever the heck it was, so it's entirely possible that it's a lot better than what I'm making it out to be, but I just can't get too excited about that. You need to take some mouthwash and rinse out the EA Play I just watched. Yep. Now, is there a way that I can highlight this? Am I able to do that? No, it doesn't look like I can. Well, that's too bad. I want to figure out a way to basically make the comments show up here. I know that there's a way to do that. I don't know. I'm using Streamlabs OBS, so I don't know if I can even do it with this, but that would be pretty sweet. Also, it's freaking warm as hell, so I think I'm going to end this stream. Thank you all for joining in and hearing me rant a little bit. We're definitely going to do another one, hopefully when it's a little bit cooler as well. It's actually really nice and cool in my room, but I have the AC off at the moment. That's my fault. So, but we're gonna for some really warm weather in the next few days. I'm not looking forward to it. So anyway, thank you all for watching. We will be definitely doing another one of these in the next little bit. I'm going to go back to watching some movies because I'm currently watching a crap ton of movies in the last few days. And I might do some reviews as well for some of these because I'm trying to make a list of top movies in certain years. And I think that this could be kind of fun. It's a major project, though. That's a lot of watching movies. So anyway, thank you all for watching. You've been bearded in. Beardage.